I think what we wanted to change was we wanted to produce an album alone, and we wanted to work in a home studio, so we had no pressures of time. This was quite different to anything we'd done before, because we had absolutely no outside influence at all, no producer, no record company, no management, nothing. So we were left to our own devices to do our own ideas. And so this way I think we came up with an album which is very pure to Muse, very more like maybe in some ways a return to normality from the last album, but also at the same time we did discover some new things which we'd never tried before, like the symphonic music and also some electronic things like Undisclosed Desires. So it was like a nice discovery, and I think we surprised ourselves that producing ourselves actually created an interesting result. Yeah. For me it's like renewed, because the first album, second album was quite easy because we had many ideas. The third album and the fourth album was a little bit more of a battle to find something new. But I think what surprised us with this album is that the ideas came very easily, and the recording process was, we had some difficulty, but really overall we were much more sure of ourselves. We were much more sure of what we wanted to be and what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of quite influenced by a bit of almost like T-Rex or glam rock or something like that. So I get, that song musically, that song is very kind of like positive and upbeat and kind of fun, really. And I don't think we've really done anything that sounds that kind of as upbeat as that, really.
I think it's an interesting contrast to the lyrics. The lyrics are quite political, So I think it's quite an interesting mixing this kind of glam rock, quite fun sort of pop thing with some quite serious lyrics. It's quite an interesting contrast. I think it's natural. It feels like a natural progression. I mean, I think as you're growing older, you're always looking for something new, something new to interest yourself. Also, something new to challenge yourself. I mean, doing orchestration takes a lot of time, and you have to learn to respect other musicians' way of playing. And this is a different kind of challenge to working with just synthesizers, which are just like a machine. They do exactly as they are told, But working with the orchestra is a different type of challenge altogether.
For me, it feels like it's very different than what we've done before in the band, and that was all new for us. That was all kind of new for me. All the programming of drums and working with samples and synths and things like that is something that was new for the band and myself to try and do. And Supermassive Black Hole is kind of, was looking in that direction, but I think with Undisclosed we took that kind of concept of working with electronics a bit further with this song.
I think we've always felt a connection with Queen because they are interested in rock music and classical music, and I think this is something we have in common, and I think Eurasia is definitely the most Queen-influenced song we've done, But outside that, Bowie, I think maybe we listened to a little bit of Bowie when we were working on Undisclosed, which had like a kind of slap bass style, which is something a little bit similar to Scary Monsters by Bowie. I think this album was probably one that we listened to a little bit when we were making the album.
If you could, I think a switch and open your third eye, you'd see that we should never be afraid to die. Rise up and take.
I think the music we've made has always been kind of quite different to the contemporary music scene, And as much as we've changed over the years, it's we've always kind of felt on the outside of what seems to be happening, particularly in the UK. But
Nice Sidonia is quite influenced by the music of my father, who was in a band called the Tornadoes from the 1960s. The Tornadoes. Yeah, it's my father's band, and it's placed like a sort of space surf rock in the 1950s.